Hello and welcome to this FPL Gameweek 5 Experts team video with me, Holly Shand. In today's video, I've got the experts' advice on the best wildcard team going into Game Week 5, and I'm also going to be looking at their transfers, team selection and captain decision. Help me get this one to 500 likes and me on the way to 26k subs by the Game Week 5 deadline. Let's get into it. Looking at the FPL Experts wildcard picks by position, starting with goalkeepers, and this is one that really split the experts. Most were happy with Areola as the backup goalkeeper, 81% of the vote, but far more interesting on the main goalkeeper pick. Leno leading the way on 31% to Flecken. Martinez also making up some significant part of the vote. Interestingly, Onana and Edison, who were the two most owned goalkeepers as the first choice in the game, didn't get a single vote from our panel of experts. Into the defence then, and Udogie leading the way, a huge 94% of the vote, but some interesting results beyond that. Chilwell and Trippier both getting 50% of the votes, and we're seeing the emergence of the Newcastle picks now, with their fixtures turning for the better. A team that did very well defensively last season, 113% of the experts going with a Newcastle defender in their Game Week 5 wildcard drafts was certainly very interesting. Very split on the fourth defender pick, with Estupiñán getting 44% of the vote. Cash also getting 44% of the vote. We've got two advanced defenders there, one with poor fixtures, another one with Europe to contend with as well. And with the announcement of double game week 7, we've seen a trend in popularity with Luton defenders. 88% of the experts picking a Luton defender in their Game Week 5 wildcard draft, which is certainly very interesting as well. Now, Arsenal defenders were very popular to start the season. Saliba and Gabriel both having significant ownership in the game still. However, not so popular among the experts wildcards. We see Zinchenko was in 19% of squads, the only Arsenal defender to feature there, and there's a significant shift away from that Gunners defence now. Into the midfield, and Brentford's Brian Mbeumo, owned by just over a quarter of FPL managers. 94% of the experts would go with him on wildcard though. Saka also popular as ever with 81% of the votes. Now, interestingly, Spurs midfielders are very popular. Son 75% of the vote, Maddison 69% of the vote, with plenty of the experts on a double up on the Spurs midfield right now, which is easy to see why, given how attacking Ange Postecoglou's side is right now. Interestingly, I focused on Spurs midfield in my latest must-have article for betting odds, and it's Son that I've selected over Maddison. Providing he stays in that centre-forward midfield slot, he could be an absolute FPL gem. Looking further down the list, and there's a move away from the double United midfield now. I know Rashford is the most popular asset in FPL, but right now the experts have gone 69% for Fernandes, 44% for Rashford. That's quite telling. Now, I was also surprised to see Diaby running away with a fair few votes in a quarter of teams, and no Salah only making 19% of the expert squads right now, with the experts agreeing that it's better to spread those funds around than ploughing it into Salah in midfield, as he takes up a huge amount of the budget. Now, interestingly, no Brighton midfielders made the votes from the experts, and we look, and Sterling only got 13% of the vote, Odegaard 6%, Foden 6% as well. So a very stark view on FPL midfielders right now from the experts. Into the forward line, and again quite split. Obviously 100% went with Haaland. That second choice though, 38% on Alvarez currently. Morris mopping up 38% of the vote as well. I presume that's going to be as a third striker on the bench ready for double game week 7, but 63% still prefer Archer as the backup forward in a 3-5-2 formation. A drop for Jackson in popularity, just 25% of the vote. Jesus, a differential that's got the experts' attention now, up to 13%. And there's some key names not featuring in this list. No votes at all for Isaac or Visser. And then we've got Watkins at 6% and Darwin at 6% as well. And surprisingly, Awoniyi, who I really like the look of this week, is still getting 6% of the vote. Maybe that double game week announcement for Luton has affected his popularity. Looking at the Experts Wildcard draft as a whole then, and it's Leno first choice between the sticks with Areola on the bench as a viable backup for the Experts side. Moving into the defence, and Udogie, Chilwell, Trippier all getting the nod in the 3-5-2 formation. A little bit of speculation on those 4th and 5th defenders right now. You can go with a Stupinan and Cash, but you'd need 101.8 million of team value to afford that, with the alternative going with a Luton defender, with Anderson currently winning the race among the Experts votes right now, which is a little bit more viable an option. Into the midfield, and it picks itself here. We've got Mbomo, Saka, Son, Maddison and Fernandes. Lots of big FPL picks there. Plenty of goal threat, assist threat, set piece potential, penalties as well. You're kind of guaranteeing 4 of the 5 being on penalties. The situation's still a little bit unclear at Spurs, but we believe it will be Son over Maddison. But Maddison, a set piece specialist outside of that. And the front line right now is a double up on the Man City attack with Haaland and Alvarez, with Archer providing vital cover on the bench. A really interesting wildcard squad from the Experts. Hopefully something that you're going to find very, very useful if you're on a wildcard this week, or just if you're wondering how to effectively use those free transfers. Speaking of free transfers then, the FPL Expert squad has got just one free transfer going into this next round of fixtures, and the Experts have been quite decisive on their plans for those transfers. 71% have voted to roll the transfer this week, with 29% saying to use one free transfer, with Son among the top targets. 1.7 million in the bank for the Experts team. A very good game week 4, with Maddison coming in for Rashford. The team scored 79 points. Udogie continues to do well in the defence, and it was a pretty much in midfield a clean sweep of attacker returns, and Captain Haaland obviously delivering as well. The Experts team up to 157,000 in the world right now, so it's doing very well. And obviously each week I ask for your votes on how the team should line up for game week 5, with a squad depth that makes some tricky selection decisions. It was Areola that got the nod over Onana last week. 2 points difference in their scores, so it was a good decision from you guys. I asked again which goalkeeper to play this week. Onana at home to Brighton, Areola at home to Manchester City. 80% voted in favour of Onana in the community poll, so he is in. Chilwell and Udogie were the locks in the defence. I also asked you guys whether to start Colwill, Estupinan or Baldock this week. 61% opted for the double up on the Chelsea defence with Colwill. So Estupinan is on the bench for the Experts team this week, which I personally feel could be a mistake, but I'm going to trust you guys. Colwill's getting the nod, Bournemouth away, and Estupinan is going to be first sub in the side. The attack picks itself, and Mbomo, Rashford, Maddison, Fernandes and Saka, with Jackson and Haaland up front and Mubama on the bench. But a big captain decision this week. The Experts did divide opinion on this. 86% still wanted to go Haaland, 14% voting for Maddison. That's Sheffield United at home fixture, attractive. Probably a bigger decision if you're a Salah owner or a Son owner this week. But I did ask you guys who we should captain between Maddison and Haaland. 74% went Haaland, 26% went Maddison. So Haaland takes the armband, with Maddison getting the vice captaincy for this week. Now, this video took me a while to put together, so if you've enjoyed it, hit that like button. Let's get it to 500 likes, and please subscribe to the channel as well. I'd love to hit 26,000 subscribers by the Game Week 5 deadline on Saturday, but I do need you guys to help me out. And hit the notify button as well, because I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock UK time for the Game Week 5 press conference live stream. You do not want to miss that one. Thank you for watching.